who's the hit maker of the moment? You know, let's go there. Like, after my first record, I was kind of over that whole process, and I was very much getting my foot in the door for the first time. I wanted the label to sort of have, help me, get out there, get my foot in the door. But then, I'm a message girl. At the end of the day, songs like Beautiful, songs like Fighter, other songs on my records, if you listen, they're very introverted and can be very vulnerable, but empowering, and that's the kind of music I wanted to put out in the world. I was tired of singing about fluff and candy and genie in a bottle, and I didn't want to go the formula route. So I strayed away from, per se, going to the more formula dancey route, which is, the genius that Max Martin is, and that's his territory, to now be able to come full circle and, respect each other to work now. But back then, I went to the most unpop people. I went to DJ Premier, to work on Back to Basics, because I loved his work with Gangstar, and I loved how he infused jazz and big, heavy hip-hop beats. I worked with, on Bionic, I worked with amazing, I was being inspired by the future. I just had my baby. I felt like all bionic woman. I was like, women can do anything. We give birth. Look at us. We're amazing. And I went into this whole, being inspired by the future and electronica music. So I went underground, and I worked with Ladytron, and I worked with La Tigra, and I worked with Sia, who had come from 07. I worked with then upcoming Nicki Minaj. It was just like I went for a little more underground approach, and I just wanted to experiment and make this futuristic sound. It was a more artistic record than commercially driven record. But that's the stuff that gets me off. And so working with producers that are willing to take the risks, that are willing to understand your creative headspace. Going into working on each record, I had the vision of Back to Basics, 20s, 30s, 40s inspired, Bionic Future inspired, stripped down, really raw, organic, more of a real approach with songs like Beautiful. Going into each record, I'm a very mood board visual person. So I would put together sort of what I wanted the album packaging to look like. Certain songs that were inspiring me to fit this concept and vision that I wanted. I would put together musical mood boards and CDs that I would then send a producer package to and say, get into this headspace, get into this world. This is where I'm thinking, and it made it easier for some producers, but some producers just kind of like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? They're so set in doing their own thing. But I think something amazing can be birthed whenever you're just open to the experience and you're open to the joy of creating something new and something wonderful and not so maybe cliche or trying to be the #1 hit on the charts and this and that. Like I just the songs that I love sometimes are the B songs and what some people call filler songs, which I hate the word filler because it's just, that's a word I think used for people that really make filler songs. That, make songs to fill an album, but everything I do comes from heart and whatnot. My favorite people to work with, Sia is one of them. She comes in, singer-songwriter. She just writes the most beautiful, amazing ballads. Now she's, making a name for herself on a more broad commercial scale with a lot of more dance-driven stuff, and she's just an incredible singer. But she came in, and she just is this. She writes such serious songs. I was like, oh, she's gonna be this serious person, and I'm nervous to meet her, and I just want her to get me and understand, I'm not a cheesy pop star, and and she comes in and. Because I want something real and depth, and she's got that, and she came in, and she's all nervous, and she's the most bubbly person in the world, but once she starts singing and getting into her thing, you're just sucked into this world of like, wow, it's inspiring to be around real creative energy and people that exude creativity and passion for what they do. I love that. That's the best experience. Sorry, I know we're running out of time, but when you're running, I know I've had bad experiences too. There have been people in the room that, I've been in the room with wannabe Max Martins who they've been in the room with Max maybe, and they try to emulate what he's doing and his sort of sound, and then they try to take themselves too seriously, and they come in and they're like, this is how it should be. I was like, okay, can we get a key change? Well, can you try it like this first? Like, and I'm all good. I love collaborating, obviously. I collaborate with people every record. I collaborate with new people. I love bringing them in. I love co-writing. But yeah, it's just like they were trying to be bigger than, they were. And I think there's something to be said. Like, I had to get my foot in the door. I had to play the game at first, the Genie Bottle and all those songs that were great for that. I thank God for them to give me the creative freedom now. But, egos too soon are just so yucky. I just, I don't like them. I just think that you have to eat some humble pie before, and earn the hard work. I worked a long time. I've been working basically since I was 4 years old, and grown up in this business, grown up in the spotlight. You take a lot of hits, in the public eye and all that. It's hard. So the people that make it easy and make it fun and enjoy the ride and have something truly great and creative to offer and to give and to share and to be open with, that's what it's all about to me.
Do you know what? Yeah, great.